Hey everyone, and welcome to our October TBR. Now, as we all know, October has Halloween in it, so I thought I'd get into my Halloween costume ready and we would play a fun game called TBR Trick or Treat. Now, this is my normal TBR bucket. I normally just pick 5 NetGalley books out of it, but this month I have created some sheets. The red sheet is books that I really don't want to read, so that is my tricks. And the green sheet is books I'm really looking forward to reading, so these are my treats. So these will all get cut up, folded up, put in the bucket, and then I'm going to pick out either 10 or 12 of them, because some of these are really long, so we're going to see how long the ones I pick out are. And then that will be my TBR for October. Well, I've also got this little jar over here that I'd like to introduce you to, which is my punishment jar, because I didn't finish my TBR in August, and I said, right, I'll roll the books over and I'll finish them in September, but I still haven't had a chance to finish all of August's books. And if you've been watching the channel recently, you'll know that my Bookopolis-on TBR went very wrong, and it was a very long TBR, so we actually ended up throwing that out and redoing that throughout the month, so I didn't get that one finished either. So I now have to pick out 2 of my punishment sticks, and I'm a bit nervous because some of these are really awful. So we're really going hard on the tricks today. So this is what I'm going to do first, pick out my 2 punishments, and then we'll start with the spookiness of the trick-or-treating. The first punishment is read and watch, which means I need to pick a book to read and then watch its adaptation. And there's one I'm thinking of straight off the top of my head, which is The Hunger Games, but I know I've got that down as one of my books for trick-or-treat. So I think what I'm going to say for this one is The Maze Runner by James Dashner, because I'm excited to read it, but I've been putting it off for years, so I can now read and watch it, and it's a bit of a punishment and a bit of a treat because I am excited about it, but I have heard some bad things about James Dashner as a person, which is why I've been putting it off. So that's my first punishment stick, and then my second punishment stick is... That was one of the better ones that I could have picked out, so I'm a bit less frightened about the second one now. My second punishment stick is book box, which means I just get to pick a book from a book box to read. Oh my god, what do I want to read? I've got so many book boxes. Halloween,
how about
spooky.
one that you can actually reach?
How about one I can actually reach? I mean, I can't actually reach any of them because I'm really short, but I can see one I want to read.
Let me just top the camera.
I can see Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan, which is spooky. It's next to Dark Dawn. That's spooky. I've heard mixed things about it, but I'm excited to read it, and that's perfect for Halloween. So it looks like we're reading The Maze Runner and Wicked Saints to start off our month. So the punishment pot was not as painful as it could have been, and then these go back in, because then I can pick them out again next time I get a punishment, which hopefully will never happen again, because I'm going to try and be better with my TBRs, which is why I'm being careful about only picking 10 of these out of 36. So while I kept these up, I'll just tell you some of the things that we've kind of put in here. So like we've got some series that we want to continue, which are on our trick and our treat list. So we've got some series we're not too sure about continuing. Some series we're really excited about continuing. We've put some library books on here that are due back that we've kind of been putting off reading for no particular reason. So most of those are on like the treats list, because obviously there's a reason we got them out of the library in the first place, and that's because we're excited about them. And then we've also got some books that like I'm interested in but Sean isn't, so they're kind of more tricks for him than for me because I'm excited about reading them. Twilight. I want to reread Twilight. Sean said he wanted to reread Twilight with me. He has been putting it off, so we have yet to read Midnight Sun, and I want to read that, so that's in here somewhere. We've got a few long books. So we want to read To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini, but it's also ginormous, so that would be a bit of a trick, especially depending on some of the other ones that we pick out. We've got some new releases that we're really excited about. So this could be basically a 2020 trick or treat because we've got so many new releases in here. I've got Harry Potter because I still want to carry on with my reread, but J.K. Rowling is horrendous and I don't support her at all, and I'd rather not read them anymore, but I said I was going to by my birthday, so I'm trying to force myself to get through those. We've got Shadow Rising by Robert Jordan, because I really wanted to carry on with the Wheel of Time series this month, and it didn't end up working with the Cotlathon, so it looks like we might be getting a couple of 1,000-page books out. I mean, I'm excited by them because I really, really enjoy them, but also books that are over 1,000 pages just scare me, so that's the really scary bit of this. That's going to be the real Halloween miracle. Also, I work at a chocolate shop, so Halloween is a busy time of year for us, and especially we're coming up towards Christmas as well, so things start kicking off in my store. So it's going to be a case of, can we actually fit these into the month, or am I going to be too tired? So I'm thinking punishment is probably likely for next month, just because of the fact that I'm not going to have enough time to read. And we've had a really good reading month in September compared to what we had in August, and much better than I was expecting. So could be a tricky one. These are taking me way longer to cut up than I thought they were. I'm really sorry. Trying to make sure I'm folding them all equally so there aren't any that are like really small. Like I could just fold the treats really, really big and the tricks really small, and then I'll be really surprised when all I pick out is treats. So this is why I thought I'd do this on camera, so you know I'm not cheating it. I'm just literally cutting them and folding them all in exactly the same way, and we folded the sheets at the same time, and we wrote them all out at the same time, so we didn't do anything prior to filming. So, I'm actually getting a little bit nervous. I've been so excited about filming this, and because we did these a few days ago, I'd forgotten some of the things we'd put on there. Even some of the ones that are like treats are ones that I'm a bit nervous about reading. So I'm now thinking, are there actually any genuine treats in it? I should have put like Red Rising and Scythe. I should have just done like a whole reread list, because I like the excuse to do rereads, but I don't often do them. So that would have been really, really nice treats, because then I know I would have been able to fly through them, because I always seem to read rereads faster than first time reads. Which makes sense Englishly, I promise. Like, I know how to word. And we're nearly there. We are so close to being nearly there. Oh, I'm starting to shake a little bit. Oh, nervous. Don't want to do it. I'm just a humble sheep. I don't need to read. I can just sit in my field and eat grass and never be disappointed by authors ever. I am but a humble sheep. I even have my little pink bow so that I can be identified as Mary's little lamb. In particular, if you wanted to know which particular sheep I was being, if your brain was filled with all of the very many famous sheep that I might have been, I am Mary's little lamb. I've been lost. She doesn't know where to find me. Wait, no, that's Little Bo Peep. Oh no, I am two famous sheep in one. Little Mary Bo Peep. I don't know my sheep lore, apparently. I need to read more books about sheep. That should have been in here.
You know you're marrying a sheep.
I am marrying a sheep, which means that when we eventually get married, when the government lets us, because at the moment, obviously with COVID, there are like no weddings happening, and we were planning on getting married next year, and that's not happening because everybody's really too booked up. When that eventually happens, I will actually be a sheep. So really, you're looking at me in the future. Who knows, this time next year, I might be sat here completely normally and I'll still be a sheep. Then you'll be super, super impressed because I'll be always wearing a costume, you know? That's cool. I can do that. I can feel my heart beating. That is how nervous I'm getting about this. Oh, I didn't think this was going to be that big of a, like, nerve thing. I was like, oh, this will just be a fun game. And I'm like, oh, God, our reading month could be bloody awful. And I don't want it to be bloody awful. I want it to be a good reading month. Oh, why would we put that in there?
What was it?
Oh, you don't want to know.
What if you pull it out?
I'll cry. I will cry. You might ask, why are you punishing yourself? Like, reading's supposed to be a fun thing. Well, yeah, most of these books are ones I requested on NetGalley and then realised I wasn't that interested in them. Or everybody else loves them and I just want to feel involved. So, there is a reason I'm punishing myself. But Yeah, at least it's good content. I hate myself. So we're folded. Okay, so before we pick, I'd like to mention that I am running a quote along over on Twitter, which is my A Court of Thorns and Roses read along. So in October we will be reading A Court of Thorns and Roses, the first book in the series. I have like a reading schedule and stuff popped over there. I'll link the announcement video and the Twitter down in the description, so if you'd like to join in, you're more than welcome. So that will also be adding to the Maze Runner and Wicked Saints. So we have 3 books going into this, and now we're going to pick out at least 10. And I am frightened. And the first pick is a treat. Okay, we're starting off well. Okay, so what is it going to be? It is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. Okay, so this is good. I'm excited to read The Poppy War. We managed to get out of the library, and I'm also planning on ordering the Illumicrate special editions from like the archive when that comes out at the beginning of October, because those editions are just gorgeous, and I've wanted to own this series for a while. I'm not too sure what The Poppy War is about. I know that it's kind of, is it poppies that are involved in like heroin, and it's kind of like a drug thing, I think. I might be making that up because I don't really know too much about it, but I've heard people say that it's a really harrowing read, and there are some scenes that are like really heart-wrenching, really shocking, and I like reading books that make me feel things, so I am really excited about picking this one up, even though I don't know too much about it, but I've been hearing nothing but good things, and I think it's about time that I get on board with this series. I've been looking at it since doing the Booktonet All-Stars video earlier in the year, because that was one that like basically everybody had read at least the first book, and then I got the second one on my Kindle and was like, I should probably do this, and now I am. So we're starting off strong. Starting off good, and now pick number 2 is Trick or Treat. Another treat! Oh my god, okay, I'm glad I came up with this game. This is going well. The Chosen Ones by Veronica Roth. Okay, so Chosen Ones is basically The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness, but an adult version, as far as I'm aware. So it's about the Chosen Ones, and like the way that after the big showdown with the big bad, they like have to go back to their normal lives, and it's about the way that they adjust to going from being like special and saving the world to like just being the ordinary everyday people, as far as I'm aware, because I haven't read it yet. But I loved Divergent. I hated the 3rd book in the series, let's not even talk about that, but I loved Divergent, and I think Veronica Roth's writing is so easily digestible. I really enjoyed her other series as well. The second book's called The Fates Divide. I can't remember. Was it Carve the Mark? I really enjoyed that duology. When I read that, I heard a few like controversial things about it, but I thought it was really enjoyable. So I'm looking forward to reading her first adult book. And now I have to. See, I have this one on my Kindle, and this is a 2020 release, so this is what I've been putting off. This was like my most anticipated read of the year, and I've just been putting off. So October's the month to do that one. Oh, I'm like really excited now. I hope I get at least some tricks, otherwise this is going to be pretty pointless. Like, it's all just books that I'm really excited about. So we got pick 3 is 2 and 1, and I'm getting the first one out. Right. Okay, so we've got a trick, and now I regret saying that I wanted a trick, because I'm like, oh god, what's it going to be? You've got 2 good books already, Alyce. It's going to be fine. It's It by fucking Stephen King, which is like 1,200 pages long. And we put this in as a joke, like, haha, just imagine if we have to read it. That's Halloween-y. That's got a clown in it. Fuck Sean and Alyce of 2 weeks ago, because we were too confident. So if you don't know what it is a book about a spooky clown called Pennywise. Sean's pointing at it. Oh yeah, I can literally grab it. I can see it really easily. There we go. Oh, I got this for a pound from Helen Douglas House. That's really good. This many pages for a pound. No wonder I snatched that up. So this is a book about a creepy clown called Pennywise who like abducts children, I think, and then children have to like take him down and they like save the day, and there's some like weird paedophilic elements as well, as far as I'm aware. I've heard so many things about this, but I've never read it, and I like Stephen King. We read the first couple of books in the Gunslinger Dark Tower series earlier in the year, and I was really enjoying those, and we needed an excuse to carry on with those as well. But I thought, oh yeah, we'll try and read more King, and now we are reading more King, and I was lying when I said it was 1,200. It's 1,400. Oh no. This was literally the worst out of all of the tricks. It can't get any worse than this. So let's just keep playing. Oh, god damn it. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a good book. It's just really bloody long. We're definitely only picking 10. There's no way we're going for 12 after picking that monster out. I can't do it. So the next pick is a treat. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, that's really, really good. It's Challenger Deep by Neil Shusterman. So Challenger Deep is a book of Neil Shusterman's that I don't really know much about. The cover is all like watery and it's like diving and there's like underseas. I'm guessing it's something about like deep seas and like possibly monsters and things based off of the Neil Shusterman I've read in the past, but who knows? So Neil Shusterman is the author of Scythe, and the Ark of the Scythe trilogy is one of my favourite series of all time, so I'm really looking forward to reading some more of his writing. And Challenger Deep has literally just been published in the UK. It was only out in America before that, and it's just come out in the UK, so we're going to be getting to this one. And technically, it's a new release, even though it's been out for donkey's years, because it's only just come out over here. So that's another 2020 release to add to our pile. And I'm looking forward to learning a bit more about it, because I went into Scythe knowing nothing about it, and it was like my favourite series. Went into Dry knowing nothing about it. Really love that as well. That's one of my favourite books that I read in 2018. And now Challenger Deep. Maybe there'll be a new Neil Shusterman favourite every year from now on. Okay, next pick. So this is pick number 5, and it is a trick. Oh no. This isn't too bad. It's Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera. No, this isn't too bad because it's short. It is not another It. It's like less than 300 pages, I think, possibly exactly 300 pages.
It's at the top.
I should say it's at the top. Oh, I can see it. I can't bother to get it down. Should I get it down? Good. He's saying no. That's good because I can't bother to climb up all over the sofa. But as far as I know, Infinity Sun is Adam Silvera's first fantasy novel. So he always writes like contemporary with LGBTQ themes, and we've read 2 or 3 of his books so far. Really enjoyed them. But then Infinity Sun came out, and its Goodreads rating was awful. And Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin has done like a rant review on it. It was one of the worst books he'd ever read. And now we have to read it, but it just seems like it's been really badly received, and that he probably should have stuck with writing the contemporary. We will find out, but I did get this sign from Illumicrate at the beginning of the year, and I was really, really excited to read it, and I kept putting it off because of the reviews. So technically this could have been my book box pick. Technically it could have been my read then watch. So really these are all actually punishments from my punishment pot. That's all that's happening. My punishment pot is just getting revenge on me for picking things that weren't really punishments. Oh god. Number 6. Come on. Treat. Yes. Okay, well, actually, we've already read this one. This is Death of the Spotlight by Robin Stevens. So we will be supplementing this and switching this for Top Marks for Murder by Robin Stevens, which is the next book in the Murder Most Ladylike series. We ended up managing to fit Death in the Spotlight into our book couple on TBR. So we will be reading Top Marks for Murder next month now instead. Which is the 8th book in the Murder Most Unladylike series. The penultimate book, because the 9th one is the last one, which breaks my heart. And I'm assuming that they're probably going back to their school and that another murder happens there. But if you haven't started the Murder Most Unladylike series yet, do it, because it's one of the best series that I've ever read. And it's like definitely up there with my absolute favourite series of all time. The lowest I rated any of the books has been a 4-star. So Top Marks for Murder is definitely going to be a treat for us. That couldn't have gone better. That one also we'll be able to read in like a day, because we read Death on the Spotlight in a day, and that was the longest one in the whole series. I know we read it in 2 days, 2 days for Death, but we could have read it in a day. It's making up for the fat boys. Right, so this is number 7, and it's a trick. I don't want to do this. I'm regretting this game. But it's a short one again. It's Zombie Angels by Darren Shan, which is right here. We started reading the zombie series and all of the books have been shit so far, to be frank. I think the highest I've rated any of them is a 3-star, and that was a push. We own up to up and including number 5, and then we've got like a couple of the later ones, so we're just going to try and get through the ones that we've got and then decide whether we're going to buy the rest and carry on with the series. This is the 4th book. I don't know what's going to happen in it because nothing's really happened in any of them so far. There's going to be some zombie content, there's going to be some really creepy illustrations, and it's going to be a super quick read because we can read each of these in like a couple of hours. So as you can see, like creepy illustrations and things. But yeah, this is another good trick because it will be short. So now we're going in for pick number 8. And pick number 8 is a trick. First time we got 2 tricks in a row, but that's fine. No, it's not fine. It's not fine at all. It's To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. And this is humongous. This is so big. I mean, I liked Eragon. I liked Eldest. We tried to read Bazinga and then we didn't finish it. We're hoping to still finish it. And then this is Christopher Paolini's new book, which we ordered the special signed copy of because we were like super excited, and then we saw how big it was and we were like, we will never read this. But now we will, and we will read it literally a couple of weeks after it came out. It's only 900 pages, so it's not as bad as it, but also it's a hardback and it is a paperback, so this is going to be a fun one to try and read. I don't know anything about it. Space Holds Countless Secrets. She just found the deadliest one. I can imagine that it's spacey based off of the cover. But I'd rather go into this knowing nothing about it because then hopefully it'll help us read it faster. If we're expecting things to happen and they go slowly, that'll be when we have a bit of a struggle with it. I'm interested in what that is because there's like one really dark page, like right at the end.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Stop.
Oh, it's like an illustration.
Stop it.
Oh, it's pretty though. Okay, I mean, I don't want to get spoilers, but also, ooh, spacey things. Yeah, I was still considering possibly doing 12, but that isn't happening anymore. This is going to be our longest TBR. This is going to be our longest TBR. We haven't even done it willingly. Why would we do this to ourselves?
You've still got to add books as well.
Still got 2 more. Still got to add books.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, another 2. I thought you meant like we had other stuff as well to read this month. I was like, no, please, no.
Middle grade monthly.
A treat. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Pot. Oh, thank you, Pot. This is Dear Justice by Nick Stone. And Dear Justice is short. Sophia's also really excited. This is Dear Justice by Nick Stone. This is the secret to Dear Secret. This is secret. This is the sequel to Dear Martin, which we read for Bookoplathon back in July. Dear Justice has just been released. I don't really know anything about it apart from it's a sequel. I'm hoping it'll be following the same characters because Justice was the character who was writing to Martin. I don't know whether it's going to be following the same characters or somebody writing to Justice this time. But I'm really excited because I liked Nick Stone's writing in Dear Martin. I've read a couple of other books that I wasn't a huge fan. I wasn't really convinced by them. But really, really enjoyed Dear Martin. So I'm looking forward to carrying on with that series. And that one's short as well. So that's fine. And that's one that Sean's not interested in. So I'll be reading that one by myself. So that'll be like a super quick read. That's the only other thing. Like, most of these are for me and Sean. So I don't really have any books myself. Ooh. That's good because that means I have like a free reading month. Ooh. Last pick is a trick. And it's City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. That's fine. Hello, Zophia. Oh, hello, beautiful. The last pick out of the Trick or Treat pot is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, which is the first book in the Shadowhunters series, the Mortal Instruments particularly. This follows a girl called Clary who discovers that she's part of like a secret underground society called the Shadowhunters, and she has to like come to terms with the fact that she isn't who she thinks she is. I've read this before. Sean hasn't, and he was interested in reading it but also a bit apprehensive, and I've been wanting to reread it so that I could finally read City of Heavenly Fire, but I wasn't really that fussed. So that's why this was in our trick pot, and now we're doing that. And all I'm thinking is that means that Sean and I have 10 books to read this month, but I only have 3. Sean and I have 10 books, but I only have 3. And while I'd like a free reading month, I also am tempted to pick another 2 in the hopes that I'll get books for me out of it, because I did do most of these myself, and then I'll have done a third of them, because we had 36 that went in. If I get 12 out, that's a third of them. So I'm going to do it, and I'm going to regret it, and I'm probably going to pick out a really, really thick one and really, really hate myself, but I'm going to do 2 more picks in the hope that I'll get some more books for me, because at the moment, Sean and I, 10 books, not that hard. Me, just 3 books, not that good. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Vroom, 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 vroom.
Okay, can you come back here, please?
So pick 11. So I'm not going to pick 2 more, but my baby is, because she has decided that she wants to help us today. So she is going to reach her little hand in and she's going to grab one, hopefully. Or 2. If you take one out, Sophia, what one do you want? Oh, she took 2 at once. That's a twist. Okay. So these are the 2 books that I'm reading, hopefully myself. So the first pick is... I hate myself. Oh, why would I push it? Why would I push my fucking luck? It's Inheritance by Christopher Paolini. So now not only do we have to try and finish Brazinga by the end of September, we also have to try and read the next fucking big old dragon book. Ah! No! So that also isn't a read for me, because that's one that Sean and I are reading together. So now I've just given us another book that's over 1,000 pages. I'm sorry, Sean. But Sophia, let me have my trick before you leave. Let me have my trick, my sweet. let me do. And it is... I'm disowning my child. She's no longer my child. I'm not doing it, Sophia. I'm not doing it. It's The Return of the King by J.R.R. Tolkien. I hate The Lord of the Rings with a passion. And you, little monkey, making me read it. We read the first 2 and we hated them. And now this little monkey is making us read the 3rd one, which we were meant to be reading for like the Tolkien Linalong, whatever it is, that Ashley and Beth are doing in a few months' time. We were going to build our way up to it and read it then. And that's another book. That's for me and Sean. So it turns out Sean and I now have 12 books. I have 3. I feel sad. This was a mess. Thanks, Sophia. Love you. That was great picking. If you like this video and the fact that I decided to torture myself and completely fucked up my hopes of not getting a punishment next month, then please give it a like. If you'd like to subscribe, then please do. I don't do this regularly, but it looks like I might be from now on. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. October's going to be a shit month. Bye!
You might see more babies.
You might see more babies. Yeah, if you like baby content, she seems to be helping me film more and more regularly, so it looks like if you enjoy children ruining lives, then feel free to join my channel. We have that a lot here. She's just rubbing it in my face now. The Return of the King, mummy. The Return of the King. Thanks, Sophia. Love ya. Love that for me. She's dancing. She's so bloody happy to have picked this bloody book that she's dancing. This is the worst